Creations. Welcome back to my craft room. So today we are going to do our first Easter craft. I'm excited because I have a whole bunch of Easter crafts to do, so I hope I get them all in this time. But today we're going to be working on the little Easter bunny bum, and all from the Dollar Tree except for our cardstock or our craft paper came from Hobby Lobby. But I have already unglued with my heat gun these little pieces that the 3D that come. I will put a description in the I will put a link to this in the description box below, because this is a crafter's dream tool. It's like a $12 tool, and I have an Amazon link to it if you want to use it. Okay, so I will try to remember to do that. And so I use my Dollar Tree little spatula, and I just heat this up. And actually, I'll see if I can put in a video of how I do this, but I just heat up the glue and I just keep prying it off until they all come off. And I have those 3 pieces there. I'm going to put those aside for now. I'm going to cut the tag. Actually, I won't cut the tag off because I'm just going to take the jute hanger right out of the back. And I don't know if we will use it again. I think we will, but we will probably put some beads on it. Okay, I have moved some things, probably things that you guys can't see in my craft room. So if I look a little lost, that's why. All right, so now we're left with this cute little bunny bum. Say that 5 times fast. And we are going to be covering it in one of these, let's see, shelf wall adhesive tiles. But to me, it looks like the old tin ceiling pieces. So I thought this would make really good texture. And also, I am doing this after seeing Erin from Lizzie and Erin. I don't know if any of you watch Erin from Lizzie and Erin. I love her, and Lizzie too. We miss her. She did this, and she did hers a little bit differently, I think, but she does a lot with this, and I am loving the look of it, so I wanted to bring it to you guys today. So this isn't my original idea. Everybody's doing it, but I thought, why not? Let's do it and show you how adorable this looks. So I'm going to take the rough side where all of my cutout pieces came off, and we're gonna, now this is the thing. This piece of, I'm going to call it ceiling tile, okay? This piece of ceiling tile has a sticky part, right, which you would take off, so it's got the adhesive, so you would stick this to your wall. But once I cut this sticky part, I don't know if you can see up here, it's only attached on the edges. Once this is cut, this whole tile is cut, it's going to fall apart into 2 pieces. That's okay. We're going to use this side just to draw our shape on, and once we have it all cut out, it's not going to bother our design at all. So I'm going to just take a Sharpie or a pen or whatever I have handy here that I think will write. I hope everybody is doing well today. I know I am starting to feel so much better. Still have a little nagging cough, but geez, I mean, compared to how I had felt, I'll take this little nagging cough, although I am really tired of the cough, I must say. Come on already with the cough. But all in God's time, all in God's timing. But I am ready for this cough to be gone. Okay, so there we just traced it out, and now I'm just going to take scissors and we're going to start cutting it out. And it will separate. So yeah, I am all done with pneumonia. I had a chest x-ray the other day, and I got the results of it. When did I get March 1st, and which I think was Tuesday. And I have no more pneumonia. I'm so glad. This part is a little tedious, so I'm going to cut the bigger pieces off. And I'm just going to trace around this, what we drew out, and I will be right back with you. Okay, so now we're just going to glue this ceiling tile right onto our bunny butt. And it is going to be hot, so be very careful. You're just going to have to tap it in quick motions. Alright. Line it up best you can. Whoops. Woo, it's warm. You don't want it to melt it either. It is plastic. I was just looking for comments. Isn't that funny? Until I get 1,000 subscribers, I can't go live on this channel. So, I don't know why I'm looking for comments, because I'm all by myself here. All by myself. Okay, enough of that. So now we have that. Isn't that cute already? I really love this ceiling tile. Now we're going to take some white chalk paint from Waverly, and we're going to also be using some celery chalk paint from Waverly, and probably some of our antique wax too. I'm going to give this just a little whitewashing right now. Nothing, oh, if I can open that, nothing too picky, because this is going to be a layered. We're going to do white on top of green and then get some of it off. So you just want some white on here and some green on here. Put it down. Get the edges. Alright, that's probably good enough. Pretty good. Now, we are going to cover our feet that we took off and put our tail on, but we're going to cover a lot of this area down here. Don't forget, with our feet. So I'm not paying a lot of attention to where I know the feet are going to go. Alright, now I'm going to cover that up. And I am going to take, if I can reach my paper towels that fell, I'm going to take a paper towel and dab it. Just to get most of it off. You know, most of the wet puddles off. Like that. Even rub it a little. Okay. I want that raised part. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. This is what it looks like, and then we're going to put some green on it. Okay. So, yeah, so I was saying that Erin from Lizzie and Erin did this. Hers was different. She has actually covered a lot of things with the ceiling tin. So, yeah, you know, I'm going to actually, so I got the green moss. We're using, not moss, celery from Waverly. And I am actually going to put this, I'm going to take a lot of it right back off my brush. So I dabbed it in the cover, okay, which is off camera. This is a whole new setting I'm trying to get used to too. And so I'm just going to dab, 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 and try to make more of a dry brush. And then I'm just going to start brushing some of the green on my tummy butt. I want it to kind of look, you know when like the Statue of Liberty or copper turns that green, old green color? That's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to go for that. Alright, so we're going to dab, dab, dab. And put the brush back on. And I think once we put our Waverly Antique Wax, I'm going to turn this way. I think that it will come to life more too, that antique-ish color that I'm looking for, and we probably will dry brush a little more white. Trying to get the details that are up, that are raised, that are, is that called embossed? I think it is. Okay, so this is, I don't know if you can see the green really, but it's a really cool green. And I'm going to cover that up right now because I don't want it to spill. Okay. Now I'm going to take some of the Antique Waverly Wax, or Antique Wax and Waverly. It's a mouthful. And we're going to do the same technique. We're going to dry brush. I'm going to get another brush. I'm going to just dry brush that onto our, I'm calling it ceiling tile. That's my name for it. So we dabbed it on from the cover. Now I'm trying to get just mostly a dry brush. Okay. And then I'm going to focus on mostly the edges. This is a new setting for me, so let me get used to it. I'm going to start by just going kind of berserk on it. I know you can't see. Alright, and then just kind of covering all my surfaces, giving it a little more pressure in some areas, a little less pressure with my wrist in other areas. I like more on the edges. Sometimes I like to come in from the outside on my edges. I like the way that looks when it's a little bit darker around the edges. I swear that just slid over, but it can't because it's glued down. Okay, so we're seeing how this is getting old and antiqued looking. I'm going to do a little bit more around some of my edges. Let me see if I put this down. Just pronounces my edges a little bit more. Alright, and that is all we need for that. And I don't think I'm even going to dry brush any more white on top of it because I see plenty of my white coming through. So I'm very happy with that. Alright, now let's put this aside. We could dry it, but I don't think we're going to need to dry it. Because I think what we're going to do next will give this enough time to dry. So I'm going to put that there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our 2 feet pieces and we're going to cover them in this cute little pink, I'm going to call it buffalo check because that's what it is. It's not a gingham, it's actually a buffalo check. And so we're going to just trace these pieces onto our paper that came from Hobby Lobby. It was 4 for $1. It does say 69 cents, but I only buy it when it's on sale, 4 for $1. So I'm just going to trace these feet out. Whoops. Wish I had two. I should have folded this over. No, that wouldn't have worked. Yes, it would have. I should have folded my paper and made two of these. Okay. But that's alright. So I'm going to do that one there. And just in case they are different, because I've done that before, I'm going to do the other one on this side. Whoops. Thinking I could get, like I just said, 2 out of 1 foot, but I've done that before and both feet weren't the same, so I don't do that anymore, but I was still thinking it. Alright, I'm going to put you on pause because nobody needs to watch me cut these out, and we will be right back. Alright, so now that we have our feet, we're going to Mod Podge them on to our little wooden pieces. This one is really rough. Flip that right over. Use this side. The other side we're going to glue on anyway. Nice brush. So we're just Mod Podging our paper from Hobby Lobby. Like I said, I wait until it's on sale, so I got this 4 for $1. Okay. Try to match up our little toes. Alright, I'm going to do the same to this one. Use this side. Alright. A little less is best when you are Mod Podging paper because you can get wrinkles. Lately, I've been putting 2 words together when I'm on here talking, and that is wrinkles and ripples, and I've been calling it rickles. So, less is best if you don't want wrinkles on your little feet here. Whoop, make sure it's gonna cover all of our wood. And then I like to take a little scraper. This is from the Dollar Tree, and from my inside edges and go out. And that just guarantees I'm not gonna have any wrinkles. Wrinkles in my on my surface. That way it just squeezes any excess Mod Podge out. Now you know the next trick. We're going to use our sanding block and we're going to go around the edges. That's how we're going to trim it so that it just fits like a glove. It was made for this. So all around the edges. This sanding block is not from the Dollar Tree, but you can get them from the Dollar Tree. I use the ones from the Dollar Tree all the time as well. They're awesome. So I like to just go around the edges, get all of that excess paper off. I hate the sound of sanding. Gives me the chills. I don't know about you. If you don't like it, you can turn the volume down on this part. I can't. So that's what I'm going to do to the next one too, but I will put you on pause. So see what's happening is as I sand off the edges, you get a nice fit like a glove. It's just easier than, it's just a great way of trimming your excess paper instead of trying to get into these little spots with scissors. This just works so much better. So there we have one, and then I will put you on pause just for time's sake. I wanted to show you that this little sander too, I think I have an Amazon link for this too. I'll try to find it and put it in the description. Excuse my coughing. But it really gets in these little corners perfectly. So this is it. This one is done. All right, so now we have our two little feet. And let's put our mess away. Look at that, I just did that all, wiped that all in my lap by accident. I don't like the sanding dust. My trash now is different and it's over here. And okay, now let's take our bunny back. Oh wait, I want to put a little bit of antique wax on our bunny feet. Get something in my mouth there. Okay, so I just want to do a little tiny bit. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try and see what's on my brush still from the last time, and I'm going to, no, I need more. It's dry, dry, dry. Dry, dry, dry. We'll do it again. Excuse me. There was something stuck to my lip. I don't know. So let's get a dry bristle. And I really, really want this a pretty pink, so I'm just going to do very little. Just toning it down just a little. Go around the edges. I don't want a lot, I just want a little. It's probably hard to see on here, but I have gone around the edges. It's better if you only have a little on your brush. That way you can come back with a heavier hand. You get the feel for it. You really do. Once you start doing this technique, you get the feel for it. You just don't want a lot on your brush. That's the trick. Because you can't take away. You can add, but you can't take away. So we're going around the edges with a pretty dry brush. Kind of take your frustrations out with it. Not that I have any frustrations today. All right, so here's our feet, our little bunny feet. And they're all zhuzhed up. It's a hair. I don't know what it's sticking to. All right, cover up our antique wax. And now we're going to take our little bunny butt back. And we're going to put our feet back on. Down here. How cute. Slant them out a little, I think. And then we have the Dollar Tree bunny pom-poms that they have out right now. This is the bigger size, and I'm not even going to use this piece. I'm just going to glue our bunny tail right on. We're not going to do anything with this and then this. We're just going to put that aside for another day. So now we're gonna glue our feet on. Random glue. Just like that. Why, the manicure took a beating today. Alright, and let's do our other one and give this a little more. Now that I see it next to this one, it needs a little more zhuzh. So they're the same. Okay. Some random glue. But remember, this will melt. This is not what I'm using. Not what's in my hand, of course, is wood. But this is plastic, the ceiling tile. I ran out of hot glue there. I'm slanting my feet a little bit, so I just like things crooked. It gives it a little more character. So cute! I love this. So cute. Now we're just gonna glue our bunny tail on. Zhuzh it up a little too. Fluff it up a little. Alright. Find my favorite part of it. I guess there. So I'm going to hope I have, I mean there's glue in it, it's just not hot all the way down. I use so much of it. But we're gonna go for it. So I'm hoping that this will have enough glue to glue our little cottontail. We want a lot on there. We don't want it falling off. And now we're just going to stick it on. And here comes my roommate home from work. So if you hear her coming in the door, which is perfect timing because she'll probably get me a coffee and I need a coffee. Had a busy day today. We're gonna make a beaded hanger for this too, but look how cute. I love this so far, little bunny butt. All right, now I have these beads. They're already strung. And they're from Christmas time at Walmart. So these are not Dollar Tree, but Dollar Tree is selling beads similar to this, Easter beads, craft beads, and you could use the same, just looking here, can't talk and think at the same time. You could use the same beads that they have at the Dollar Tree. So, I don't know though. I think we're going to cut this and just take some of the beads off and put them onto our jute hanger instead of doing it this way because I don't want the red one. I just want the green one, the pink one, and the yellow one. Hey, Pete. I'm doing a video, but I already told them you were coming in. So, all right, so I'm going to cut the string off at one end, and we're going to use some of the natural beads, and we're going to try to put them right on the jute toggle. That makes a great little needle. So we're going to put, let's put 3 natural, no, I'm going to do 3 natural, and then I'm going to do a yellow, and then I'm going to do 3 natural, oh, that one got stuck. 3 natural, and then we're going to do pink, and then we're going to do the 3 natural again. 1, 2, now we're going to take a green one.
Do you want a copy?
Yes, please. So now this is what we have. Where are you? So we have natural yellow, natural pink, natural green, and let's do 3 more natural. And then we will put this back on our little bunny bum. And this project will be done. And the reason I did not give a list of supplies is because I was not sure exactly what I was going to do for supplies with this one. Now we have to take something sharp because we need to make our hole in the back of our ceiling tin. That's what I'm calling it. Alright. And we're going to put this in from the front. So we're going to put one side through so that our toggle hangs in the back. We're going to come over and do our other side here. We have to get around our bunny tail, which is in our way. But probably could have done this longer. If you want to do it at home longer, you could. But I just decided to go with the string that we had. I might change that out. But for time's sake, I think this came out adorable. Even if this is hanging down, I think that this came out so cute. I just love it. I hope you guys did. If you like what you see here, now is a great time to give me a thumbs up and share this. Sharing is caring. And so share this with your friends, your family, your social media. This is almost all from the Dollar Tree. Easy to recreate. So yeah, and if you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that button and then ring the bell, because if you do not ring the bell, YouTube's not going to let you know each and every time that I upload a new video. And if you are not subscribed, you're going to want to be a subscriber, because we're going to be doing a giveaway at 250 subscribers, and you have to be a subscriber to win. So do all the things that helps my channel, and I just really love this. I hope you guys did too. So until the next time that I see you, then be good and do good. Bye now.